This year wasn't quiet. It pulsed, it moved, it asked for more, and we showed up. We are the early risers, the ones who stay until it's done, the ones who don't just chase numbers, we build connections. Because behind every call, every order, every frame, there's someone counting on us. And we don't take that lightly. This is Roma. We spoke with honesty, listened with intention, served with everything we had. We didn't just make frames and art. We moved people, built partnerships that lasted, turned no into not yet, turned maybe into let's do this. We fought for what matters, our craft, our integrity, our people. We stood together through the quiet months and the busy ones, through tight deadlines and long days. What we do isn't just transactions, it's care. It's craft, it's commitment, a balance between confidence and heart. And when we get it right, it stays with people. Here's to the team that keeps trying, keeps believing, keeps learning, keeps creating with heart. When they ask who we are, we tell them we are Roma. Together we move, inspire, and wow.
And so, did we innovate throughout this year is the big question. And all I can say is, heck yeah, we innovated. We innovated in our product development. We innovated in our software and our infrastructure. We innovated in our equipment, our machinery. We've onboarded tons of new machinery, tons new tech across all DCs. We've also elevated. We've elevated the game for ourselves. We are trying new things. We came into 2025 not knowing certain things, whether it be through Epicor software or whether it be through certain machinery or even how to stack molding a various different way. I mean, we've challenged and we've elevated and we rose to the occasion. We've assembled teams of people and scores of people, cross-sectional teams that understood what the challenge is and not always getting it right, but when you put a great group of people in a room together with one common goal and a set kind of core vision, magical things happen, and that's what we'll talk a little bit about today. Boy, did we created remarkable new products. We created a heck of a new lineup of art and finished art and chops and joins, and we've been busy, this year, maybe like no other. Certainly since in the last decade, I think we've just done such remarkable jobs creating. This is a great photo of the Atlanta team. They never had certain machinery, and Atlanta, I would say by and large, in this year, 2025, has had a revolutionary change. So team there is doing remarkably well. They're adjusting to all their equipment. I don't know if you saw, but in the video, it showcased our new auto saw that we have, and we're slated to, really scale that into other distribution centers as well. Heck, we expanded. We've invested heavily, and when we make these investments, it's always a gamble. Nothing is, guaranteed. But we've invested not only in the product itself, but also in how to house all this product and what is the best way to do it. Even how we, get the product, down to the skids, the pallets themselves. How are we receiving the pallet in the best way, possible? And we've expanded one another. There are teams of people throughout various different distribution centers at Roma who probably were doing one or two things for the last, I would say 10 years, and now are asked to, rise and try something new and to challenge themselves. And it's so beautiful to see, it across the board. We nurtured, our leadership team. It's not an easy team to be on, partly because I hold our leadership team to the highest regard. I always tell people, don't hold me to perfect, but hold me to really, really good. And as such, as a leader, I try to do that, day in, day out. Not perfect, but that's what I strive to do. And so I hold all our leadership team to that same kind of standard. And I couldn't be more proud of them. And we'll talk a little bit about that in a few minutes. We scaled this business. Brick and mortar, the economy right now is very shaky, very fragile, very peculiar, I can say. These are uncharted waters, but yet we've persevered, we've overcome. We're taking bets and we're gambling on what could be, a great future for all of us. And everything from art, and we've really scaled our art capabilities. We've forged a name for ourselves in the print-on-demand business, specifically in Canada. We're by and large the largest print-on-demand supplier across this nation. Maybe let's give a round of applause to that. That's right. And we never only aim to be the largest. Our real aim is to be the best. I have very little aspirations to be the biggest. That's never been my thing. But how are we the best, and how are we attracting partners because of kind of the mindset of being the best, and that we're bringing forth the best products, the best printing materials, the best speed, the best QC, the best delivery methods, the best packaging, and how are we delivering that with the least amount of friction is something we're really proud of. Again, it's not a perfect science yet, but boy, do I have some things in store that I'm going to tell you about that'll excite you. We've reinvested, we retooled, reinvested. We bought racking in various facilities, machinery, forklifts. I mean, I can't remember a day we've done so much CapEx in such a small amount of time. This is all reinvesting into our business. Again, this is hedging our bets that things will be great. And I think, the future's never guaranteed for anybody. But here's one thing I can guarantee you, that if you don't make change, that if you don't bet the future's going to be good, if you try to stay status quo, you're going to look like some of our competitors who I guarantee you won't be there in 3 to 5 years. I can guarantee it. I'm going to share a little bit about what that looks like in a little bit. Again, this great photo of the Atlanta team, and I had the opportunity this year to be there a few times. For one reason or the other, obviously to see our team and to see them grow. And maybe in an all hands meeting coming up, I'm going to show you what that team looked like, I would say even 5 years ago to the size and scope of what it looks like today. They're doing remarkable work there under some really challenging circumstances, but I'm proud of each and every one of them. And we thrived. A little secret, I think I mentioned it before, but I call my kids, I FaceTime my kids because I'm usually at the gym at 6:30, and they're off to school at around 7:50 or so. So at that time, I'm on my way to work, and I always FaceTime them. And the first question I ask them is, "Hey guys, how's it going?" And if I ask you, Lizette, how's it going? Good, yeah. Let me ask over here, how's it going, Rosa? It's great, yeah, and that's good. But typically, you usually get yeah, it's good. Like, yeah, no, things are good, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I'm training my kids to really be present that life could look very different, and here's what different looks like. Not good or bad, just very different. And I'm training them on this this notion that we're thriving. Because thriving doesn't mean perfect. It means we're evolving and things are moving in the right direction, and we're grateful and we're thankful to God, and we're thankful that God has put us in this exact moment, right? So when I call my kids, "Hey, how's everybody doing?" I got to video it. "We're thriving." I don't even think they know how to spell thrive yet. But I think what you do consecutively, and then you teach them what thriving is, they actually are starting to hear when they ask people, "Hey, how's it going?" "Good." "What do you mean you're not thriving?" Like, that's the goal, right? How are we training the next generation of kids, to think of it as how are we moving forward, like how are we projecting forward? Great photo of the team here. Yeah, just awesome humans. And another photo here. This is a photo of us, at one of our many events put on by our culture team. Give it up for the culture team, folks. But I can tell you, I speak I speak at conferences, I speak at companies, I do workshops for other companies. Companies want to know, how the heck are you doing it here, Tony? We'd love to bring you to our company. Can you talk to our people? And I can guarantee you, I don't see photos like this of people actually genuinely embracing. Like if I ask them, all right, guys, let's take a group after a full half day or 1 day seminar that I'm training them on whether it's leadership or development or growth or something along that lines. And I tell them, all right, guys, I just want to see a photo of you guys. Let me take a photo. I want to remember this moment. And they're kind of like, that awkwardness. They're like, I should touch her. Like, I don't know. And then, or sometimes people do this. Like, what? You guys have seen it. You probably have. I've done it. Like, you look, it's weird, right? There's a visible chair, but this is just organic. This is not, hey, pose for the camera. This is organic, You have scores of people and this is one photo of many we could have put up here. But when you can call your coworkers friends, now you don't have to break bread every day. You don't got to go clubbing every day, or you don't got to do, but when you could break bread like this together, actually enjoy each other's company, what is that? That photo actually, it really tells a lot about the company itself. Like, I don't need posters to tell me that in your company you want, I don't know, technology, like we want to be the first. Like, yeah, that's great. If you don't have this, you don't have anything. I've been in companies where people want to kill each other. They just humor each other. It's bad. And when I see this, I'm like, this is the real litmus test, Take photos of people, and you saw that photo of Atlanta, and I could have put up LA, I could have put up our BPS team, I could have put up New Jersey, Toronto, whatever. It always is resemblant of this. It's always like this. And I think part and parcel, now this is not just serendipitous, this is a lot of work out here. Who are we vetting to come into this company? Do they align with the values of our company? Like, do they align with the values? Is their value to be humble, to embrace change, to build a positive team and family environment, to help one another, to over-communicate? Like, when I say these and you look at this, they're synonymous. I could put another photo up here and read someone's values, and I'm like, I don't know about you, those people aren't those people, And I think there's no magic recipe, but when you actually have this, everything exterior works. And we served. In that video that we showed early on, we showed people serving as well. It was beautiful, and we'll talk about Roma Wish in a little bit, but this whole notion of being a servant is so important. And I think it stems from my family, my upbringing, right? My father reminds me to this day, but even as a child, like, you're no better or worse than anybody. God put you on this planet. He designed you perfectly in the image of himself to come here and flourish, and the rest is up to you. And that's why I love kind of that notion of my faith, because we're all given opportunity, 2 hands, 2 feet, and sometimes you don't have all hands and all feet. Remember when I almost cut my foot with a chainsaw? Like, you almost don't. But here's one thing we do all have: free will. And free will is something that is so beautiful. And we live in a nation where we still have free will. Some people don't have free will. They're told when they can eat meat. They're told when they could drive on a road. They're told what God they can serve. And they're told, like, we don't have that, thank God. Not yet, anyways. And I will fight on my knees to make sure that remains for my children and yours for generations to come. But this whole notion of serving, I want to touch upon it a little later, because I think the serving part, when you serve, you're actually throwing it out to, I don't know if this universe thing, I believe in God, and I'm a Christian, and I just think, like, if you're serving, that you have to do something for someone else for no reason. It's kind of like this perpetual give because we've received so much. Like, if you're struggling to serve or do a mission, or I don't know, just think of it as somewhere someone did something for you that you may not have known. No different than we just celebrated Veterans Day or Remembrance Day, depending on what country you're in. Men and women served for our way of life. They served for our freedom. Like, anybody upset with any veteran, needs their head examined. They're There were scores. In fact, the largest military offensive, that stormed those beaches on Normandy served, not even knowing you or your way of life, but they served to preserve it. And I'm going extremities, right? But somewhere someone helped someone that inadvertently helped you. And this whole notion of serving, our government officials are public servants. They forgot that they're public servants. They're here to serve the people. Doesn't mean there's an up or down. It means they're here as a representative of all of us to serve, to ensure, and preserve our way of life. Obviously, they got it asked backwards, but it's important to understand language, and there's something about serving. And so this is a photo of some of the people who served. Again, just beautiful, beautiful. I could like look at this photo for forever, because you could see in their eyes they're there not because they're forced, not because it's a quota. It's because they felt compelled to want to make a difference, even if they don't know the people they're serving and making the food for, but they know intrinsically in their heart it's going to make a difference. And so really, really cool. We'll talk a little bit more about that as well. All Hands Meeting 44. I got to tell you guys, I am super, super stoked about this All Hands Meeting. I cannot be happier of the progress we've had, albeit not perfect. So I want everybody to get this is not we are perfect, we are the best. No. I'm really proud of how far we've come, despite the challenges, tribulations. Like if you think of this year, like I was going to put up in this short calendar year what happened. We had a U.S. election, we had a Canadian election, we had wars, we had famine, we had the annihilation of Christians, we have persecution for religion. Like if you think of how noisy and distracting and how like bad the world could be, right? But despite that, we all came together. And I think, we are a model for other companies of what's possible. Again, don't strive for perfect because you'll always be upset. Kind of like holding your wife or your husband to perfect. Good luck. But I tell my wife, don't hold me to perfect, hold me to really good. And give me some kudos for effort on hitting really good because I'm not perfect, right? But All Hands Meeting 44, boy, guys, I am so excited. I want to welcome just a number of people to this All Hands Meeting. And if you guys can clap as well, I want to welcome Atlanta, our facility in Atlanta. Let's give them a round of applause, guys. Our facility in LA, our facility in New Jersey, our partners in Italy, our amazing BPS team, and our amazing Toronto team. Let's give it up, guys. And I'm purposefully working really hard. Again, I'm not perfect, but purposely working very hard to integrate everybody in these all hands meetings. And it's not easy, not impossible, but not easy. But you'll see more sprinkles of different faces of the men and women who are, in the United States, in our various facilities, our BPSs, our amazing sales team, our facilities in Italy. Like there's a score of people in Italy working so hard to make those products so great. And I want to do something different today before we dive right in. Are you guys into different today? Yeah, good. You guys really have no choice. But the reason I'm saying that is because, at church service every Sunday, it doesn't happen every Sunday, and it's kind of ad hoc, and it has to come from the heart. Our pastor will say, hey, everybody, before we dive into the word, I'd like you to get up and go shake someone's hand that you've never said hello to ever. And at first it was like, but now like everybody jumps out of their seat and they're like, hey, and it's so amazing. So I'm going to ask you guys if you can get up. Let's see if everybody can get up. I know you have food, but if you can get up and give a high five to 3 people. Just give a high five and say good morning. Say good morning. All right. Right here. All right. Okay, good. Was that fun? Yeah, it was kind of like it's like an overstep on my part. We did 44 of these, right? Like, could have did them 43 times already, but I don't know, there's something about that, like, that, I don't know what it is. Like, I don't know if it's the action, the noise. I don't know if it's the smile, but nonetheless, I think we need to do more of it. I think we have to have like high five days or like, I don't know, but just bringing people to collide together genuinely, right? It's not like, hey, high five, right? No, you genuine, like I'm seeing people, whoa, like it's really nice. So thank you very much. So buckle up, get ready. All Hands Meeting 44 is officially underway. And so I'm part of multiple entrepreneur groups. I think you guys know that. Why am I part of entrepreneur groups or business leader groups? Is because I don't have all the answers and I want to learn from other entrepreneurs who probably have been on the path before me, or maybe I can shed some light on some people on the path behind me, or kind of running parallel. And I think the beauty in this is it's very humbling because I tell people I don't have all the answers all the time, right? That's why I hire all of you. Like there's super smart people in the audience here in our USDCs, and they're looking at me for every answer. Here's the secret. I don't have them all, right? I am nowhere near what you think I am. I mean, I'm here to listen, but you know, it takes a village, so to speak. So I got a text the other day, and I was telling Mel, and they're at random, like, listen, this economy is weird. Like if, and I'm gonna speak for Canada right now, like if our politicians, I think we can agree that they don't always tell the truth. I think we could agree to a certain extent. And it doesn't matter what side of the aisle they're on, they don't tell the truth. And I think they do that for a whole host of reasons, but I'm a realist, so I'd rather you give me the truth with some grace, because people, I want the truth, well, you can't handle the truth. And the truth is, many people cannot handle the truth. So anything I'm gonna say from now going forward, and typically it's my style, is I'm gonna give you truth with grace, right? Because everybody's like, give me the hard truth. I'm like, any idiot could tell you the hard truth, but put the truth with some grace, like wrap some love around that truth, right? So one of the questions I got is, Tony, what do you think is, like, I see you online, I see your company, I've been following you guys. Tony, the reality is my business is struggling. I'm hemorrhaging money. I'm not sleeping at night. It's affecting my family, and so on and so forth. Right? I'm like, shit, okay. So he texts me this, and I'm like, dude, totally. You know what? Instead of just a text, let's jump on a call. And we went through a great exercise, gave him one or two kind of pointers, and you know, he's on his way. So, but it was a great question. Like, what makes a great company? What makes a great company? And I came up with these. Like, you can go to ChatGPT and it'll tell you some AI version of what they think it is, but this is ours, right? This is the DNA of our company. I think you need great product. Can we all agree you need great product? Okay, great. Yeah. So, but great product is like asking you guys to come into work, and I hope you showered. Well, you laugh. Like, I really hope you showered, you're clean, you deodorized, maybe some perfume. Like, I hope so. And the same with product. Like, if you don't have a respectable product, you're dead. You're dead not because we're gonna beat you, we will, but you're dead because the market is not gonna bear you. The market's giving zero, what's the word? It's gonna give you zero forgiveness. So you need great product. Now I say today, anybody can make anything. They can make a t-shirt, they can make this, they can make this. So you need great product. I think we can agree to that. You need great infrastructure. What's the infrastructure of your business? How is it designed? Is it kind of haphazard, tape? I know a number of businesses or competitors in our marketplace that like you go into the factory and it's a gong show. And here's how I know. It's not because I've been there. It's because our customers will tell us. So customers will come here and say, hey, can I do a tour of your facility? And I'm like, yeah, go ahead. Nothing's proprietary. Nothing. I just don't take photos of the people unless they want it. I've always said that, right? Ask before you take a photo. But nothing is proprietary. Like the cleanliness, like first thing they're like, wow, it's so clean. Okay, well, should it be dirty? Right? That's one. Wow, this lighting. Like I could see where I'm, like yeah. The organization, like your tables are so aligned. That's me, OCD. And you guys know that. And like people, they like said hi to me when I walked through. Like people are shocked. just because you greet them nicely, and so on and so forth. So you need the right infrastructure. You need the right process. Usually anything breaks either by a people problem, like, hey, I don't know, Sammy grabbed a hammer and hit someone on the head. Okay, that's a people problem. Why did he hit him on the head with a hammer, right? Or you can have a process problem. Sammy went to get the hammer, but it was a chisel. Why do we have the chisel where the hammer should be? It's a process problem. We have SOPs for that. We should dissect that. We're not perfect here yet. We're working on it. But 2026, I can guarantee you, we're going to process the heck out of anything. And you know who I'm talking to in this room who have been with me for SOPs? Tanya Ferraro, where are you? Where are you? Yeah. So I'm working with Tanya. I'm working with Brian. I'm working with Michael. I'm working with Lizette. Rosa made a cameo, like a number of people. But process will make or break a company. It's a pillar, right? Next is your technology. Like your tech stack, what is beneath? What is running the entire company? And for a very long time, we had SAP as an ERP system, great system. We've upgraded to Epicor. We'll talk about that. And the whole reason there's no this scientific approach. Our goal in technology is to remove friction for the customer, where the customer just wants to order from us because it's easy. Can you name a company that's done that at scale? Who? Amazon? When's the last time how many people have ordered from Amazon? Hands up in the last year? It's a good 40%. How many people called Amazon? Stop it, Anastasia. Okay, one. There's always one. There's always one, right? But the reality is, and I think we can all argue Amazon's been widely successful. I think I showed you it was the most famously unprofitable business for 15 years. It hemorrhaged tens, if not hundreds of millions of dollars. And today, I'm not going to tell you the empire it is, right? But what they've done really well is they've leveraged the technology to create remarkable experiences. Like Amazon has a way to give me function that I didn't even know I needed when I needed it. Like it's remarkable. And so we're going there. I'm not saying we're Amazon or Jeff Bezos or anywhere near that, but we are thriving. We are really working very hard to remove any and all friction. And most importantly, and I asked this individual, I said, describe me your company in 3 words. It's what I do in every interview. Describe the company in 3 words. How would you describe the company in 3 words? And he never mentioned his people. If someone would say, how would you describe your company? We have the best people, driven, and I would probably stop there. Because the byproduct of remarkable, great, aligned people is success on a magnitude no one has ever seen before. But our people are the people who show up every day. And that by the way, wasn't that video beautiful, guys? It was a beautiful video that we just watched. But our people make up this great company, this great team. And this is, I should have put a map of who we are 10 years ago. It would have been concentrated right in North America. But today, and some of you don't know, yes, we have Atlanta, we have our amazing humans there, LA, we have New Jersey, we have Italy, we've always had that from day one. We have our BPS team, which is kind of sprinkled, across the United States, and Richard in Canada. But today, I'm not sure if you know, we have team members in Australia, right? A little hard to talk to in Australia. Our teams stay up late to do that. We have people in the Philippines. Anybody in the Philippines here representing? That's it? Yeah, it's us. So humble, the Filipinos, right? You know the Joe Coy thing? Did you guys watch that? Yeah, I'm not going to do it. We have people in India that work on our team. Not sure if you guys know that. We have people in Pakistan. And by the way, Pakistan and India, they like each other in our company. They're the good people, right? Because they usually want to kill each other. We also have someone in Spain, Tom. Tom is our graphic genius. The guy was here. He's nomadic and then moved to, where did he move to? England. Well, he's from England, moved to Toronto, moved to Australia, I think met a girl. I hope is right. Yeah, it's a girl for sure. And then moved. Wait, listen, you don't know, which is fine. and then moved to Spain, and he's kind of living happily ever after there. But it's so nice to have him. I know he's watching, and I should have shout out Spain. But yeah, it's just beautiful to see the cross section of how our team is growing. And like if I was to put this up 10 years ago and say, or 5 years ago and say, hey, it's going to look like this, like I could have never imagined that. And how will it look in the next 10 years? I don't know, but that's what, and I kind of don't want to know. I think that's the beauty of life. And I don't subscribe to any psychics or I think that's demonic. But like the fun is like, where do we take this? How do we scale this? How do we have tons of fun? And so I thought, you know what? I want to talk about a few people. We always talk about process and infrastructure, and we will, but I want to talk about a few people who make up our company who sometimes don't get the accolades, right? So I'm going to put you on the spot because that's what I do, but I'm doing it from a lovely place, so like my heart, and it's because I love you guys. So our first person is Adrian. Adrian is in, let's give it up for Adrian, right? We love Adrian. Adrian works in our Atlanta facility. She's been a part of the team, I believe, since 2014. She's actually on the saw. You have to see her. She is like a beast on that saw. She's cuts day in, day out. But more importantly, when I visit Atlanta, I always get this monster hug from her. She oftentimes tells me, I text you, but you didn't text me back. I'm like, when? I said, call me. Like, I'm not really good at that. But love Adrian, and I just want to give a bit of a spotlight for Adrian. Next on the list is Vanessa. You may have seen Vanessa. Yeah, right? Vanessa's in Australia. She probably know where in Australia. It's like saying she's in Canada. Like Australia's I think she's on the Gold Coast of Australia. Vanessa used to live here. Again, found love and moved to Australia. And I'm like, but under one condition, like, you still got to be part of the team. And she's like, oh, Tony, I'm so happy you said that. Like, because I know some people are like weary about that. And I'm like, no, like, we love you. Vanessa's a beast when it comes to online generation of art through AI using Midjourney and a number of different softwares. She has an incredible discerning eye on taste, and just love her. And look at, those beautiful smiles, right? We got Rob. Everybody know Rob? Yeah, right? Rob doesn't get a lot of the spotlight. Rob's a very introverted guy. I think he's introverted, but he's just a really, really great guy. He likes to be behind the scenes. Rob is responsible for a lot of the coding of our website. He's instrumental in creating a lot of the Framesy tools we have. So he's a developer, remarkable guy, always willing to help. The truth is, I push our developers a lot. And I think secretly Rob really likes it. I'm not sure if Dave loves it, but I know Rob loves it. But yeah, another remarkable human. And he started in our company, I believe, in 2022. John Demkowitz. So Johnny's a great guy. Johnny's been with our company for a number of years. I think it's 2014. Anastasia, am I right? Is that 2014? This is really ad hoc right now. 2015. Johnny came to us from the art world. He was in the art publishing world, plethora of knowledge. I love working with John. He's a true professional. The guy will get in his car and drive 6 hours to a customer just because there's a chop that we either messed up or we want to make something right. Am I right by saying, John, like, when's the last time you got in your car and drove 6 hours one way? John's a beast. Now, John has a kind of pepper side to him too, right? Don't rub him. Yes? Yeah. But I love that pepper because that's kind of who we are, right? We're no pushovers here. So he'll like, I'll drive 6 hours, but, right? Like, he's a really good guy. Johnny, we're so happy to have you on the team. Zoe. So I don't know if you guys know Zoe. She's in the Philippines. Just recently for our Filipino community, I've been touching base with a lot of you, but they got hit with some super typhoon. Am I right? I feel like every other week it's the biggest, and then next week this is even bigger, and I'm like, what the hell's going on in the Philippines, right? So certainly praying for the Philippines and our friends there, but She's good. She's, safe and doing really well. Zoe's a ninja, guys. She is a ninja. She's behind the scenes in our social, working with Mel and Ashlyn, working with me, and just a whole plethora of people. Super smart, super kind. If you get the chance, I'm telling you, if you get the chance, email her, send her a core value card. You could just put her in, like Zoe, it's Z Castro at RomaMoulding.com, and just send her some love. Like, she's lovely people. And last but certainly not least, we got Jenny. Jenny here. Jenny is like, I think if I was to accumulate all the words she's spoken since I've known her, I think it would be 20 minutes. But Jenny, I love working with you. I love your smile when you're in the back there working with the team. I want to thank you for, taking on whatever projects that have arisen. You've seen this company. You've been here for 28 years. You've seen the company transform. You might not be up in lights every day, but I want you to know you're up in lights in my heart. Like when I go back there, and so. But by the way, there's this unwritten kind of. I want to say this right. There's this kind of. Myth or like this legend. There's the party girls, and she's part of the party girls. You're not going to get in. Like, it's a hard group to get in, but secretly I think they party more now than they did 28 years ago. But Jenny, we're so happy to have you. We don't take that lightly, and so thank you for all you do here in Toronto. Let's give it up for everybody, folks. Now, folks, I want you to know, if I didn't call you, it's not because I don't love you. I do. But do you guys like kind of this tribute? We'll continue something like this going forward? Yeah, perfect. So if you're not shown here, it's not because I don't love you. It's just because you're not going to want to hear me talk for 4 hours just on that. But just look at the faces, right? And by the way, we don't do DEI here. I want to be first to say this. It's because we hire the right people for the right jobs, no matter your creed, your color, your religion, your sex, your whatever the hell you are. I look at you as a human created in the image of God, and you showed up to do something amazing and remarkable. And through osmosis, this is just organic when you do things right. And I'm really proud of that. I'm proud that we can boast that. We've been DEI, so to speak, forever, because we always hire the right people, not looking at their skin color or their sex or all that, things that you shouldn't be doing when you're hiring people. So I'm really proud of that. And this is an amazing photo. I said, Mel, I want to tribute to everybody who makes up this company. And when I was going through each of these, I was rifling off everybody's name, and I don't know everybody by name, because my name thing is not great. I'm working on it. Again, don't hold me to perfect, but I think I could rifle off a good 75 to 80%, which is good. But this is what makes a remarkable company. Yeah, you need process. Yeah, you need products. Yeah, you need infrastructure. Yeah, you need a building. Yeah, you need clothes. Yeah, you need food. It's people that light up a company. And I love that, because you can't copy this. You can try to copy our products. You could try to copy our machines. You could try to copy our infrastructure. You can even try to mimic our social media. You can even go as far as trying to create an all-hands meeting. But you will never, and I guarantee it, you will never build a better team than we have assembled today. And so I want to thank you all today just for that alone. And I want to give you a round of applause for that, folks. So this whole notion of change management, do you guys like this slide? The truth? No, you don't, because that's not one of my slides. I'm showing you this because this is what companies do, right? Oh, we got to talk about change and, change, and we need change management. And I remember being in university in HR, what a mess. They're trying to teach us, to teach people about change, you need change management. And you need to hire this guy and hire this bundle, and this guy or this girl is going to come in and teach everybody how to change. And then they're going to put you in a room for frickin' 6 weeks about slides of God knows what. I go cross-eyed looking at this, and then hope and wish that there's change going to happen because I said so. Like, it's ridiculous. This is how I do it. Hey, guys, the world's changing fast. Who can agree to that? Great. Who can agree to the world is changing fast, but Very fast. We can all agree to that, right? But I think what people miss to say is, how is it changing? Why is it changing? How will it affect me? Because I think the only problem with change is that there's fear. And leaders don't tell them what is on the other side of change. They don't say it. We need to change because the world's changing. If we don't change, we're going to do that. But how can change be a great thing, right? How can change make things easier? How can change have us have prosperity? How could change have us grow, expand, try different things? Nope. I'm going to go back. We're going to put you in this course, and see, this is your box. Quick development wings, and hope that everything's going to, work out. Well, here's what I'm going to tell you. So I'm not sure what you subscribe to. In a second, I'm going to tell you what I subscribe to. But here's kind of the rapid growth in technology. These are facts. Don't kill me about this. This is the facts, right? So, in 1500s, we had the printing press, and that was like, it's a huge innovation, because now you can print something and you could move it across with multiple horses and multiple people across spans of land mass, right? So information started to move. We went to the telescope, the steam engine, light bulb, moon landing, computers. I remember getting my first Commodore 64. It was used because my parents didn't have enough money for a new one. I kind of loved that it was used, but it came with all this software, and really the only thing they gave it to me because I think it was Nintendo, and they said, no, we're going to give you something else, but you could play games on it. But what they did, it was very smart, is I started to play with the code, because it was a DOS-based system, and you had to do like, I forget, all I remember is like //.exe, and to trigger the game, because I loved Frogger. You probably know Frogger. But then that dovetailed me into just opening my eyes to what was possible while everybody was playing, Tetris, or I don't know, what's that other one? Pong, which was really good. But then we've seen cell phones come into the market, right? And the explosion of cell phones. Do you remember when your Nokia was this big? It was like amazing, and we just, right? Then the razor came out. Remember the commercials? People were throwing razors at people. Why'd they call it a razor? I don't know. And then the BlackBerry revolution. You can text, BBM, bang. And then iPhone came out, and you know where we're at. Hybrid cars, Google, social media, driverless calls, first 3D chip, synthetic cells. I don't even like that. First 3D cell, drone taxis. Have anybody here actually seen a taxi without a person driving it? So Anastasia, she's the only one. So there's always one. I agree, but there's always one. So I'm in San Francisco. No, where was I? You know what? I know it was in California somewhere, and I see it was a Waymo. Waymo, am I saying it right? Waymo. And I don't know, I just turned my eye, and it has like all these things on it, and and there's nobody in the driver's seat. I'm like, oh no. I send it to my parents. They're like, no way. You have to think I don't even know, when our parents or grandparents seen the first plane, they're like, holy crap. And I'm just trying to get the guy who's not the guy in the taxi. Amazing. But as you can see, the rate of evolution is really, we can all agree, is going to get steep. I was going to put 2030 or 2035 and tell you this is how it's going to look, but I'm not that smart. But I can tell you it's going to go more vertical. And so, not sure what you subscribe to from media, okay? So I'm not a traditional media guy. Now, I'll watch all media with a massive grain of salt. So whether you know it or not, whether it's the BBC, who was caught lying in their videos, CNN, Fox News, you name it. They all have some little, it's not left or right, they all have some narrative, and they all have some filter that they're giving you. So you're watching something with this proverbial filter that someone somewhere said they're not able to get all this info so fast because it's too much. So I kind of watch that, and then I spend a good amount of time in reliable sources on what's happening globally. So if you're not on social, it's okay, but you're missing out because you're getting firsthand real from the first person who's videoing it, and we'll get to that, showing you hey guys, I'm at the show. This is how it works. Hey guys, I'm at the show. Like I was at Print United. Hey, I'm at Print United. There's a freaking robot here moving I don't know what, look at this. It's real. It's from my phone, right? And so this is what I subscribe to. So there's 3 different videos, all telling you what's here, and one is telling you what's to come. I think you're gonna love this.
China has unveiled the world's first eye-powered hospital, created by Tsinghua University. It's staffed with 42 AI doctors across 21 specialties, capable of diagnosing and treating over 300 conditions with up to 93% accuracy. The system processed 10,000 cases in just a few days, a workload that would take human doctors years, and it's being developed to expand healthcare access and train future medical professionals.
Here's the next one. So that was pretty mind-blowing. Listen to this one.
Every human on Earth
Can we get some volume?
have their own personal R2D2 C3PO. But actually, Optimus will be even better than that.
Hold on.
R2D2
I want to slow that baby down because I need volume because I want people to hear it.
China
Okay,
has
we did the China one. Here's the next one.
Every human on Earth is going to want to have their own personal R2D2 C3PO. But actually, Optimus will be even better than that. R2D2, it's kind of would beep at you, and it's kind of hard to figure out what he's talking about. You know, you need C3PO to translate. But Optimus is going to be, everyone's going to want one. I think there could be tens of billions of Optimus robots out there. The scale of Optimus, like I said, that's really going to be something else. I think it's going to be the biggest product of all time by far. Like bigger than cell phones, bigger than anything.
Do you guys know what Optimus is? No? Some people? So Optimus is, so you know Elon Musk, he's built Hyperloop, he's built the Tesla, he's built the Gigafactories, he's built, because he wants to colonize Mars, right? And if that wasn't enough, in an effort to colonize Mars, what do you need? You need robots to help you. So he's building robots. That's a real humanoid robot with massive amounts of technology and intelligence, artificial. And he believes the next revolution, which I believe, just like him, will be in robotics, like real robots, life-size robot. It's going to be wild because I hope they don't do I hope they use it for good and not bad because it could be precarious, but he believes there's going to be more robots than cell phones on the planet. So I'm going to tell you one other thing. You know how we use our cell phone? I'm going to make a prediction. See, usually when we're using our cell phone, we're going into our email, and then we type, I don't know, Zoe, because we love Zoe, and then we type, right? We could now prompt speech, right? Hey, send an email to Zoe. But what's going to happen is there's going to be no typing whatsoever. There won't be phones whatsoever. It will be voice commanded, whether it's to a watch or wearable or something. And it'll all be voice commanded. Hey, and it'll look like this. It might look like this, but it might look like something different. It'll be, hey Amazon, I need you to send me the bleach or the Tide. I need it to come on this day. And that's already happening. And what's happening even further than that is, hey, I need you to remind me about my kids' event on Sunday. Can you make sure that we buy X, Y, and Z? I need it to arrive on Thursday. Like, it'll be your personal assistant. And then once these go away, there will be those individuals, I don't even know what we call them, and it'll say, hey, I'm going to call it, I don't know, Joe. Hey, Joe, yeah, I need you to go to Fortino's. I need you to pick up these groceries. I need it delivered by this day. By the way, I want to make sure that everything is under budget by X. If it isn't, just ping me, tell me if they have whatever you're missing. If there's a frame on back order, just nominate 3 other moldings, give it to them for half the price. It is just going all voice. And the last one prediction I'll make is, your computer, you have a keyboard. I think there'll always be a keyboard for people who are can't speak, because of whether they're deaf or not able to speak. But keyboards will evaporate because I see my daughter learning keys. It's like, it's antiquated. Like you can have a big screen, kind of like this, or the one on my desk that everybody laughs about. It's huge. I'm getting old, so I need to see things, but it's huge. And really it's gonna be, do you remember the movie Minority Report? Right, Minority Report, he's doing this, he's opening it, he's not even touching the screen, but it'll all be voice commanded. Hey, yeah, send Tanya Ferraro a message. I didn't see the SOP on X, Y, and Z, boom. Rosa has to give me that thing. I'm gonna open it for her to see it. It's this, look, Rosa, send, boom. And it's like you are not typing. That's coming really fast. Now, listen to this last video.
UPS, massive layoffs. Target, massive layoffs. Amazon, massive layoffs. And by the way, white collar. That's why this one's gonna hurt. Nobody was crying when we were like, robots are gonna service at McDonald's. I didn't see all the white collar people crying for the $18 an hour, $9 an hour, $15 an hour employee. They're like, oh, no problem. All of a sudden, AI's come in for that $300K manager, and all of a sudden it's a problem. Oh, now it's a problem. It's war out here. AI's coming. It's business. I'm up late at night, last night at 11:30, thinking about the things VaynerMedia has to do to compete with AI that makes content for nothing in a world where I make most of my money making content. It's coming. I just don't understand what people are thinking. Like, it's here. Stop trying to come up with excuses. Don't go on some weird ideology and understand what you can hear, and we'll get through this. You know it's coming. Adjust. Nobody owes you. Figure it out. Now,
he's a little more poetic than me. Would you agree? So I had the pleasure of meeting Gary Vee. He owns VaynerMedia. It's a marketing company out in New York. He scaled the business to 800 people. Just a really smart dude. But that's not why I put him up here. I put him up here because he's raw. He's like, I'm going to give you the truth. I don't care about grace. My truth is going to be wrapped a little bit nicer, a little softer. But I love when he said is like, adjust. Change is going to come. No different than your body will change. One day, I may be in a wheelchair because I'm going to live till 100. I don't know, right? Remember how many Thanksgivings I got left? It's last. But anyways, another all hands meeting. The reality is, what are companies doing to get ahead? I'm not talking bleeding edge, but what are they doing to see that iceberg is coming? Because once you hit that iceberg and you're on that boat, you know what happens. It's too late. People die. Businesses crumble. Industries evaporate. And here's what I'll tell you, we're not gonna be that company that says, oh, iceberg where? Until people are floating, on paddles in the Atlantic, and you know the story there. We're not gonna be this company. There's a company called Carson & Toole. You may know them. Their profits are tanking. And this is a fun kind of skit that I found, that it said, what if we don't change at all? And what if something magical happens? There are companies in our industry, I'm not going to name names, who will not be here in the next 3 to 5 years. They will not be here. One, because the economy will crush them. Two, because their failure to adapt. Not because we're better, we're adapting. And so when we make change, understand, we don't make change for the sake of, it's just cool. We make change so we're here for the long run. This is a legacy business. I'm not here for a job, or I don't have a board of directors. I'm here so that we all thrive. And what I can guarantee you, that I don't know what the future looks like, but we're not going to be like Carson & Toole. It's just not happening. And they will have their own demise. By the way, we don't have to do anything with these guys. These guys self-implode. And there's many that will self-implode. So I love this quote by Machiavelli: nothing is more difficult or uncertain than leading change. Think of it. You've seen the adage, hey, who wants change? Who wants to deal with change? Right? You've seen it. The old resist change, and the new are slow to believe in it. And I'm going to tell you, I love this kind of while you were out. Do you guys remember this? Right? All the old people in the room, right? Yeah, remember that. Missed those days. So I tried so hard to find, so at Roma, do you guys know what this is? The youngins, you guys don't know, you have no clue. So I just came on in 1999, but I was here obviously throughout my teens growing up. And while you were out, meaning say you went to lunch or whatever, we had a receptionist, and the message would be, hey, got a call from, Frames Unlimited, call Jerry, urgent. And then they used to wrap it up in a little, you wrap up, you wrap it up. And then we would put it in this little box that had who? Is it called pigeonholes? Yeah. And then you'd and then say I came in, and it would say my name, Tony. And I would go, 3 messages. Oh, God, I'm going to share. Like that's how it was, right? Because there was no voicemail. So that was the thing, right? So I'm going to show you another relic. This is real. This is like, we saved this baby. This is our in and out board. So this has not changed. The names are still there. So we have John, Nino, Joey missed the L, or the J, poor Joey. Tony, Michael Pilata, Mary. We had Brigida. Who remembers Brigida? Oh, yeah. She was sweet. Richard, not this Richard. Ross, not this Ross. It's kind of cool. We could probably reuse this. But when you went out for lunch or whatever, be back at 2 o'clock. So this would look like this. Because it would be like, let me see Frames Unlimited. Is Tony at his desk? No, he's going to be back at 2. Would you like you laugh, but this is how it was, right? All right, one more relic. And we're talking about change, because change is important, right? So this is another relic. If I let you hold this thing, you'll feel it. I don't know how much do you think this weighs, Alex? 10 pounds, easy. So anybody complaining about their MacBook? So when I came from university, I graduated, went to go work in the financial markets, and then after a year in 1999, I came. My dad said, "Hey, are you going to come work at the company?" And I said, "Yeah." And then we came, and the whole story. So I said, "All right, where's my laptop?" They're like, "What do you mean laptop?" We have a DOS screen. I remember. Where's Teresa? Teresa, you're there. You're a beauty. So we had this DOS screen, and it was black with green lettering, and it was Shift F8, and we had Word Perfect, right? Word Perfect before Microsoft Word. And so I wanted a laptop because I thought you need to be mobile. You need to move stuff. And I remember I'm the new kid on the block. I'm probably 22-ish. The son of the owner comes and he wants a laptop, Mr. Privilege. And they just thought the whole notion was he wants to play games on his, it's the truth, it's the truth. And so they're like, okay, we'll get you a laptop. It's the heaviest, I swear to you. I had no choice, by the way. You guys have choice. I had 0. This is what you get it, okay? So this is and I keep it because it's momentous, right? And they're like, okay, you're getting this laptop, and I'm going to tell you why. Because if you drop it, it's indestructible. That was the theory of why they gave me this laptop. But when you open the laptop, it's beautiful. And by the way, look how nice I keep my stuff, eh? It had Harman Kardon speakers that were here. Do you guys see those speakers? And it had a little track. This is what? 1999, yeah. Had a little trackpad and the whole thing, and it had NVIDIA. We didn't even know that, eh? Microsoft, it had Dolby, Pentium 4, good old Pentium 4s. But talk about how change has evolved, right? Now we look at these, and by the way, that was probably like $700, which in today's money is probably like $3,000-$4,000. It was ridiculous. So change is upon us. Our tools are changing. How we interact with people, the speed in which we do is changing. But I'm going to tell you, there's 3 types of people in the world, and we're going to give the adage of when a rocket goes into space. There are some people who make shit happen. And I believe we're those people. We're those people that we're okay if we spill some stuff, but we're making stuff happen. You ever see an artist paint? He's painting or she's painting, it's a mess. He's a mess, she's a mess. And then when they flip that thing, it's like, what a masterpiece, right? And the whole adage there is you can't make an omelet without breaking a few eggs. That's who we are. Not perfect, but when you flip around that painting, wow, what an incredible look. There are some people that watch it happen. They're watching the guy making the thing like, oh, okay, this is good. And then there's some people who are like, they're the people that wonder what the heck happened. How did he even paint that thing? We're not going to be those types of people. I tell people all the time, I'm always the guy on the court. I might not always, throw the hoop perfectly, but I'm always going to be on the court. We are always going to be on the court. We're always going to be challenging each other. We're always going to be changing things and tweaking, and we might take 2 steps forward, huge leaps forward. It might look like a little bit of a disaster, kind of like Atlanta today, but I guarantee you in 6, 7, 8 months, Atlanta's going to be the flagship of everything. Like, it's moving, it's shaking. Which brings us to Project Elevate. These are the people that bring up Project Elevate. And really, I could have put a beautiful slide up. Project Elevate is our software. This is Epicor. We call it Project Elevate because we're going to elevate the game. By the way, we're also going to elevate the customer experience. We're going to push the bar really high where our competitors can't play. We're going to create remarkable experiences customers didn't know they wanted before they want it. I want you to hear that. We're going to create remarkable experience for customers globally before they want it, and they didn't even know they wanted it. And so this is where we are, and you guys have seen, I've been giving you updates throughout the company, so it's nothing new to you. By the way, and one of the hardest things to do is implement an ERP system. And so we hired an amazing team called 180 Systems. You've seen him speak before. We've done the scoping of it. Moving forward, we've done development and testing, and now we're kind of in this stalemate of how we move forward. So people are asking me, when's the deployment date? The sad truth is I'll know in about 3 weeks. I'll have a definitive, this is the date. But today I don't know because we're in a bit of a limbo with our partners. I think in fact, I know we'll overcome this challenge. But if any project's ever challenged the heck out of me, it's been an ERP system. And anytime you say, hey, we're going to develop an ERP system, and people are like, you better you need prayer, boy. And boy, do I need prayer. So if you guys are at home and bored, please pray for me and pray for us. But that's the reality of Project Elevate. It's a great project. And today we have Alex, who I'm going to bring him up in a second. Alex has been instrumental. We did an ERP system about 17, 18, maybe 19 years ago with SAP, and we learned a lot. We have a lot of scars to prove it. And one of the things I said I would never do is do the same thing, hope for different results. And so one of the things we did very different is we hired an external team led by Alex. He's the owner of the company. He came in with the understanding of what Epicor should look like, a proper implementation. I can't say enough good things about Alex. Maybe let's give him a round of applause as he comes up here. Alex, here's your mic, buddy.
Thanks, Tony.
Yeah, let's give it up for Alex, guys. So Alex, what a ride it's been. I'll tell you, there's not a day that hasn't passed. I would say in the last year, I haven't talked to Alex. It's every day, and sometimes multiple times a day. It often is, and sometimes it's at night, and sometimes Alex has been there just to hear me kind of vent. And Alex, I on behalf of our company and our team, while we think we're really great in certain things, we also know when we're not, and we don't have the pedigree you have specifically to implement an ERP system. And while there's going to be challenges along the way, which you and I have seen and the team has seen at large, and by the way, our team has been remarkable through this. This is not because, Michael didn't show up or Teresa didn't do nothing. Not the case. It's the polar opposite. Our team has poured copious amounts of time, effort, energy, Sundays, weekends, nights. I don't know if you know this, they were not awarded vacation. I've never not given someone a vacation, ever, in 20-something years I've been here, 24 years. But it was due to the fact that we needed them there, and they're like, yeah, I get it. I need to be there. So I just want you to know when they're in those rooms, sometimes you don't see the action underneath, but these people have done a remarkable job. So Alex, I'd love maybe if just from your, maybe give a minute to the team about how this project has been, and what's to expect. What can we expect going into 26?
Yeah, sure. First of all, Tony, I just want to say I love Roma. I love coming here. I have my 1984 shirt on, right? I get super excited every time I get to come here and wear it. And my 96-year-old grandma knows about Roma. She knows about that barbecue, and then I'm still waiting from Anastasia to give me a recount on those beans. So yeah, Project Elevate. I mean, One of E-Systems, Tony gave a good background there. Something that we're very proud of is we have a 100% success rate on implementations. Okay, what does that mean? Of course, there's challenges along the way, but at the end, we always get our clients to the finish line. And this project is going to be no different. Something that I will say, and one of the slides you had on there, Tony, was innovated, right, as one of your themes for this year. And what we're doing with Epicor right now, doing a combination of an ERP system and a CPQ configurator system at the same time is something that not even Epicor has done. So in typical Roma fashion, we're pushing Epicor, a $1 billion company, because sometimes they want to move slow, and Roma wants to be lean and fast and need to have a great customer experience. So these are all things that we're pushing along the way. And like Tony showed on the slide, that process has taken a little bit of molding, not just from Roma internally, but also from Epicor and our partners ECS. So there's going to be more to come. We're pushing along, and we are making good progress, slow, steady progress over the past year or so.
Amazing. Let's give it up for Alex, guys. Thanks, Alex.
Thanks, everyone.
And I'm downplaying it. I think, Alex, it's a pleasure working with you. You come with a plethora of knowledge, and I love how you push me too. So it's a two-way street. And thanks for being. I think sometimes Alex is also my therapist as well. I'll call him, and you're always there. So I appreciate you, brother. We're about 60 to 65% of the way complete. And that's what we have for Epicor. So folks, this is not if, this is about when we go live. It will transform every aspect of our business, and we're going to go slow to go fast. We're going to inform you every step along the way. And we just think this is going to be a pivotal change in our trajectory of our company. So you do need great products, and we've launched amazing new products. We're launching less, but we're launching very specific products. We've launched Burlwood. It's 3 new profile, 3 exquisite finishes. And here's a video to show them off.
I fell asleep beneath the flowers. For a couple of hours. On a beautiful day. Daydream. I dream of you amid the flowers. For a couple of hours. Such a beautiful day.
So there you have it. The collection itself is a really, really pretty collection. It's all on finger jointed pine. The technology that we're using on the materials has increased, tenfold. The durability of the product, the resilience of the product. This product won't, come a little too yellow or a little too pink or a little too, I don't know what the heck. But it's always going to be consistent and always beautiful. And it's really pointing, in my opinion, to the next generation of products at our company. You've seen the beautiful video. You can tell its luster, its feel. This is some of our mood boards that are going out to our BPS team and for our partners. So this is about the natural burl.
Natural burl brings serenity to modern spaces, blending soft sophistication with organic texture. Think sunlit interiors, linen textiles, travertine stone, and warm neutral palettes accented with blonde woods. It's a natural fit for minimalist design, perfectly framing neutral-toned art, soft landscapes, or timeless black and white photography.
Yeah, we think this is going to be right on point. We have real organic type of burl, which has been doing remarkable. We've had a huge, call for, can you do that in a more sustained way where it doesn't change, there's no variability, and it's durable. It's a different set of customer base, but we think we hit the mark with this one. And by the way, we've dyed the actual colors. So when we create the actual finish itself, it's not just we get some veneer from somebody and away you go. It's an engineered veneer where we think of your computer, I up the intensity, downplay the intensity, create more burl, less burl. We believe we've nailed it. So I think you got to see it and feel it. Next on the list is our golden burl. So we did more like a natural, and then we did a little bit more deep hues of browns. We also think browns are making a huge comeback. Here's what Golden Burl is.
Golden Burl evokes vintage glamour reimagined for today. Where mid-century charm meets contemporary sophistication, imagine brass accents, amber glassware, and caramel-toned leather. It's the perfect bridge between old-world craftsmanship and modern design, an enduring expression of luxury that never shouts, but always shines.
Yeah, again, we think this has those hues of chocolate in there. We think it's just, again, remarkably well-balanced. And the richness is perfect. It's not overdone, it's not underdone. I think it's done very, very well. And we've had this kind of on our radar for a very long time. We've perfected this. This is a highly durable finish, kind of a tortoise shell. Now, if you see on the mood board, you'll see glasses done in this. You'll see many different things done in this. And we just think doing a frame in this can be remarkable.
Inspired by glossy tortoiseshell finishes and moody European interiors, Tortoise Burl is pure visual poetry. Its deep chocolate hues and amber marbling create a cinematic statement, commanding attention while maintaining timeless appeal. Perfect for art that embraces contrast, rich color, and texture. Pair it with brass, velvet, or dark marble for a look that's indulgent and unforgettable.
Yeah, so we think this is going to do really well. And as we're playing this, I'm hearing in the audience like, oh, that's really nice. Like the one thing about our company is now when you go over people's homes, do you ever find yourself touching their frames? Or going in their bathroom and saying, man, this is shit. Like, I totally do it. I don't say it, but I do it. And I know you do it too. Yeah. All right. So that's Burlwood for you. We think it's really cool. The good news is it's fully in stock in every distribution center, ready for you to consume. So it is available now. Hit the QR code. We'll give it a 3-second for everybody around the world to hit the QR code. When you do hit the QR code, it brings you to order corner samples. And our teams right now are feverishly making them so that you can have them. What do you guys think? Right? Okay. Now, if that wasn't enough, listen, what we're doing, we've never done this in the history of our company. We want to do something different. And we don't have it all ironed out yet, because I think the enemy of perfect is done. The enemy of done is perfect, or one of them anyways. I think when you strive for perfection, you never get done, is the essence of what I'm sharing. So we're toying with this whole new subset of people in the industry. We want to accumulate, we want to do a test. We want to accumulate 50, maybe 60, maybe 30, I don't know, clients around the United States and Canada who meet a certain criteria that want to really help us move this industry forward. You can either hope and wish to do that, or you can do it yourself, and that's what we're trying to do. Now, we have created a new branding for it, and we call it the Roma Insiders Club, and we think it's going to be a very exclusive club. It'll be curated. We want people in there, not for themselves, but we want to create a group of people who want to transform the industry forward, rather than it be self. Now, as part of the Insiders Club, there's going to be many, many perks. You'll probably get priority on all your orders. You may get priority on samples. You may get priority on, really backdoor sales that other people wouldn't get as a result of the insights you're giving us. So much more to come on this. Join the Roma's Insiders Club. We have a website for it. Here's the QR code. So if you are interested, now you have to be of a giver's mindset. Like if you're coming in because you want free samples, don't join. In fact, our team will vet the heck out of you. What we want is if you really want to help us gain insights into where the industry is, where it's going, and how we're going to shape it rather than it just hitting us in the face, then this is you. Hit the QR code. Our teams are accumulating individuals, and we're going to do calls to every one of these people to vet, is this for you or is it not for you? This is something we're going to outline much more in Q1 of next year, of 26. But the website is up. You can hit it, submit your name and your email, and we'll call you guys. What do you guys think of that? It's cool, right? Okay, so merch. Everybody knows merch. Alex was sporting the merch. You saw Alex, and Alex is one of the most sharpest dressed guys ever. So respect and props for coming in a t-shirt in November in Canada. Thank you. But yeah, we've worked really amazingly hard to put merch together. Folks, I think we've sold, like since we started merch, and you guys know all proceeds go to Roma Wish, and you know that, you see it. It's not like it's there, it's transparent. We've sold over 2,500 individual pieces, either of a garment or a t-shirt or a knapsack, one of those tote things, or mugs. 2,500 pieces have been sold across the network since we started merch. When people thought, like, who's gonna buy your stuff? And it's not because we're buying the stuff or because we wanna sell t-shirts. It's we're creating a movement. We're creating people who believe they are makers, that they are different, and they'll wear it proudly. And so to help me talk about this, I'd like you to give a round of applause to Ashlyn. So,
hello.
Good morning.
Hi, how are you?
Good. What do you think of the show?
It's awesome.
Good.
It's great to be here.
Good. So, truth be told, Ashlyn's a little beast, a little ninja. She's really, really good. I think you're doing a remarkable job. Ashlyn just recently got a promotion within our company, and she didn't get a promotion because she promised me she's going to be doing all these things. She got a promotion because she was already doing the remarkable things she does. So I'm very proud, of you coming in this year, really shaking things up and really shaking things up and really moving forward. But while I'd love to take all the credit of merch, I can't at all, because I had nothing to do with it, and that's unlike me. It's really been the marketing team and with Melissa and yourself and a few others, but you've really spearheaded this. So I want to give you the floor. So I asked her, because I was going to do this, but I'm like, it doesn't sound right, but I'm not going to force her to be up there. So I said, Ashlyn, when was it, 2 days ago?
Yesterday.
No, 2 days ago. 2 days ago, I said, hey, do you want to be part of the All Hands? She's like, next time. And I'm like, cool. Like, I don't force anybody outside of maybe one or two of you, like Michael. But I've never forced. And yesterday, am I right with this timeline?
Yes.
Yesterday, you came in and you said, Tony, I've reconsidered. And I'm like, because that was on a different page. What do you mean reconsidered? She's like, I would love to present at the All Hands meeting. I'm like, yeah. Right? And it's not because I'm not, wanting to do it. It's because this is what leadership is about. Leadership is showing people the way, believing in them more than they believe in themselves, because secretly, she's going to do way better than me. So I'm going to get off the stage. You guys are going to give her accolades, and you're going to see what she did. So go ahead.
Thank you, Tony. Hi, everyone. How we doing? Good. We have a little bit of feedback. Okay. I will introduce myself a little bit. So my name is Ashlyn Kai, and I'm part of the marketing team here at Roma, and I'm one of the designers for Roma merch. So give it up for Roma merch. So we're actually announcing 2 brand new collections today. So we have the Heritage Edit, which you'll see in a second. And it's basically a fresh take on the classics. We've taken our original design and kind of refined it to be a little bit more timeless, a little bit more elevated, but still proudly Roma. You are going to see 13 new designs on our website, and it's going to be available in 10 new colors. So I'm really excited to see some merch around our office, a little bit more color, as well as our frame shops and all of our partners. The second collection that we have is called the Makers Collection. And this was actually inspired by all of you who made our Makers tee our best seller. So it has the Makers logo in the front with the Framers Manifesto on the back, but now we've decided to dedicate a full line to it so you can experience t-shirts, long sleeve shirts, crew necks, hoodies, drinkware, hats. We have an entire collection for you to see. All of it is currently live on our website, which is merch.romamoulding.com. Please check it out. Let me know if you have any feedback. And I think in Roma fashion, we have a nice video for you. Here we go. Thank you, everybody. That was my little short and sweet debut here at All Hands Meeting 44. But again, it's merch.romamoulding.com, and look out for some of our Cyber Week sales with Roma. Thank you. And now I would like to introduce Anastasia. The person that everyone knows and loves, our culture and talent HR. Please welcome Miss Anastasia.
Thank you for that introduction, Ashlyn. That was amazing. And thank you for your first time being on the stage. I think she did an amazing job. Can everybody give her a round of applause, please? Woo! All right, well, it's so great to be back here for another All Hands 44. How is everyone feeling? Yeah, okay, good. Are the snacks good? Yeah, we switched it up a little bit this time. I'll just pat myself. All right, so this year, one of the most exciting things that happened to me was I got a chance to go to the other DCs. So this is me with the New Jersey team. So this is me with the Atlanta team and Tony. And the LA team. Now, honestly, this was such an amazing trip. I really got to meet everybody on the team. I got to build some connections. We have such an amazing team, you guys. Everyone's so passionate, so knowledgeable, and honestly, most of all, they care. They care so much about the company and about everyone's success. It's so great to see. It was amazing. Thank you to everybody at all the other DCs who made my visit such an amazing experience, and I hope to be back out there very soon. And I want to give a shout out to the culture team. They have honestly outdone themselves this year, I think. We put on some really amazing events for all of you guys. And I have a quick video from this year at a glance.
8 and 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, yeah.
tears falling down at the party. Saddest little baby in the room. Fears, tell me fears, don't get me started. I get a little gray hair for every scare you share.
Lady, I just feel like I won't get you out of my mind. I feel love for the first time, and I know that it's true. I can tell by the look in your eyes.
All right. What did everybody think about that video? Yeah, so I mean, our culture obviously is one of the major things that sets us apart from all the other companies out there. We have an amazing culture here. And the other thing that sets us apart is our core values. And our core values is something we live by here. Every single day we live by them, obviously. Everything from our communication internally to our communications externally, we live and die by those values. So much so that we have core value cards created so we can acknowledge each other using the core values. So at the beginning of this year, we set a goal of handing out 3,550 core value cards company-wide. So year to date right now, we're at 3,257. That's amazing. That's 3,257 pieces of appreciation, gratitude, acknowledgement that we've sent out throughout the whole entire company. I mean, it's a 2% variance, but who's really counting? That's over 3,000 pieces of gratitude that we sent out, right? You guys, give it a round of applause. So I've kind of broken it down. So there's about 120 team members within the company. So if we break down that number, that's 27 pieces of acknowledgement that we've each sent out. That's 27 per person. That's amazing. Within the year, multiply that, you get 3,000, obviously over 3,000. So that's amazing. If you are obviously inspired after this presentation, you can go out and send a core value card using our core value card portal. Or you can go old school and grab a few from the dispensers that are spread out throughout the whole entire company and send out a few core value cards. And our Core Value Awareness Week for 2026 is scheduled for March 23rd to 27th. And next, I would like to honor the amazing people who have some milestones this year. First and foremost, our average tenure in this company is 8 years. That is amazing. So over 13% of us here have been here for 25 plus years, guys. That's amazing, amazing, okay? These are the men and women who are celebrating 5+ years this year. Let's give them a round of applause. We have 23 team members who are celebrating 10+ years. And last but not least, 25+ years, 15 team members, guys. And last but not least, I want to wish everybody and their family and close ones a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I hope 2026 brings you guys lots of joy, prosperity, and everything you wish for in life. I hope everything comes true. And I can't wait to see what 2026 will bring for Roma. All right, and with this, I would like to hand it over back to Tony. Thank you so much. Oh, here we go.
Amazing, amazing. Let's give it up for Anastasia, folks. Thank you. So, yeah, the merch. I just have to go back to merch. By the way, the video, when you look back on the year and the montage of all the great events we do, you don't see the experiences while you're doing them. And why we do these all hands meetings is kind of like to stop everything and just kind of sit back and say, look at the progress we've made and the friendships we've harnessed and the hard work, like it's paying off, like things are moving in the right direction. That's why we do this. This is no other reason than to stop. And I think in your life, think about your life. Like we're November 13th. In the US, it's less than 2 weeks to Thanksgiving, about 2 weeks to Black Friday and Cyber Monday, and then right into Christmas. And this life we're in is just, I think we can all agree, is just really, really fast. And I love that we can shut our company down, 2-3 times a year for 2 hours and just talk about the progress we've made. and sit back and just kind of let it sink in. And it really is the essence of why we do all hands meetings. And at this juncture, I want to tell you a few more stories I think you're going to love. As you guys know, I love doing Spartan races. I love them, and I've been doing them for 5-6 years. And while Spartan is physically enduring, it is far more mentally enduring. Like whether I'm trudging through rock and sand and barbed wire, or up mountains, or carrying stones, my body is saying I want to give up, and my mind, like I'm talking to myself, like really, I'm really not nice to myself, and I'm like, no pain, no gain. Like, you have more in you. You know, the whole David Goggins thing, like you got so much more inside of you. Like the problem is, like at the first ounce of pain, we're like, oh, we go back, but yet we're made of so much more. And so this is much more of a mental game than it is a physical game. So I've been doing it for a while, and as you guys know, I think kids don't listen, they imitate. You guys know me, I've always said that. But most importantly, I think people don't listen. Like I'm really blessed to know I have no power over anyone. But what I do have is the ability to move, inspire, and wow. And that's really our mission at our company. Can I inspire you maybe to do a Spartan race, or get in leadership, or, you know, put yourself out there for the next promotion or whatever? That's my goal. Telling people what to do is really a bad, go tell your kids what to do. See how that works out, right? They're gonna do the polar opposite. And if that's the adage where people and kids don't listen, they imitate, I think leaders have to do less talking, and they gotta be more in action. We talked about servant leadership. I hate when politicians tell us that the world's gonna end because of global warming, and then they're taking private jets everywhere with themselves and their family in it, but we shouldn't be. Like, I think that's so hypocritical. Yeah, I just do, and no different with leaders. Like if I don't show up every day at my desk, if I kind of play lukewarm with you guys, if I don't show you my heart, how can I expect you guys to do the same? Like, it's hypocritical. It would be very hypocritical on me. And so on that adage, I gotta tell you a little story. Yeah, I gotta tell you a little really cool story. For 4.5 years doing Spartan races, I'm like, let's do it. Like me, and it was my cousin who came with me, and he kind of dropped off. So then I was going to these races alone. And 2 months ago, so I raced in November. So about August or September, my kids said, Dad, we want to do the Spartan race with you. And I'm like, oh, okay. Because again, telling them to do the race, they probably wouldn't do it. I wanted to come from them. And they're like, Dad, I want to do the race. So I look at my wife and I'm like, okay, like I'll sign you guys up. It's not for money. I think it's like $35. Like, it's nothing crazy. I said, but then I took a step back and I said, why don't we make it a family affair? We'll get a hotel room this was at Blue Mountain. We'll get a hotel room. We'll stay the night. And then I race usually at 8 o'clock. I'm done at 10. And then they were on at 10:30. So mine was about 10K or about 7 miles. And the kids ran, I think it was 1.5K or like half a mile or whatever it is. But there's obstacles. And I got to tell you, you know, when I was training, they were training. When I was eating right, they were eating right. They're like, Dad, we gotta train. And they had their headbands and they were so ready. And so this is the photo of us prior to going on to the circuit. And I didn't know what to expect. How are the kids gonna do? And I don't think they knew what they were in for. My little guy was kind of apprehensive about, Dad, I don't know. I'm like, well, if you don't want to do it, your sister will win the trophy and you'll get nothing. There's no second trophy, right? You get nothing. He's like, okay, Dad, I'm gonna do it. So we signed him up and we're off to the races, right? Literally. And so we went and we did this whole thing. And then the morning of, it was early, right? Because I had to be at the racing block because they're 15-minute increments. So you get in there 15 minutes before, they kind of prime you up, you do your stretches. And my family said, we want to be there for you, Dad. We want to cheer you on. I'm like, but it's at 8 o'clock, like sleep in. And then no, Dad, we want to be there. Little did I know that this Spartan race was super special. I had like fans. I had my wife and my kids, and then we met other friends that were there cheering me on, and so I'm running this race, and I'm running it because I got to finish before they go on their race at 10:30 because they're like, where's Dad? So I think inadvertently it was a good way to get my best time because I'm in my head, I'm like, this is painful, this hurts, and it's like, no, quiet. You have a commitment. These kids are watching you. Like, you need to be there for it. Grind it, hustle it, go. Like that's what was going through my head. And so I did my best time ever. It was under 2 hours, just shy of 2 hours, which is really good. And then so I come in, and you come in over this mountain of fire. It's 5 feet high. It's not. It's a little fire. It's more for show and for drama. And so I'm just I'm hearing. So there's right on the left of that. There's another little thing where you got to pull. You got to pull a sled, and I don't know how much weight's in the sled. And so I'm already hearing my daughter now locks eyes with me, Daddy, Daddy, and she's so, and I'm like, I'm coming over this like a lion, and I just rah, like, rah, right? And that's the photo they took, which is really cool. But if you think kids aren't watching you, if you think as a leader people aren't watching you, let this be the biggest reminder. I don't care if you get nothing out of this all hands meeting, but be careful how you act, because you may be responsible for someone's inspiration or someone's breakdown. So I'm going to say it slowly. Beware of how you act, because someone somewhere is looking up to you. Someone somewhere wants to be you. Someone somewhere wishes for your problems. And so I'm here and I'm running, and the kids and the whole thing. And this is a video. I don't know who captured it. I don't know if it was my wife, but just I want you to hear it. Just hear it. So that's my daughter in the background. So here I am coming over. So my number one fan. So you get the trophy or the medal. She's still going. Daddy, Daddy, Daddy. I don't know if you could hear it. Daddy. And then my number one fan. And then there you go. That's there you go, Dad. So, and now, all right, Dad, now I'm going to go do my race. And they did, folks. And like these little beasts, like Sienna, this is the race. And so Sienna is like, Dad, I got this. I do dance and gymnastics. I don't know if Giovanni's going to be able to do it, but he does Kids Strong and soccer, so maybe he can. And I'll tell you, I wasn't worried about Sienna, because you guys met her. But Giovanni, I was like, he's 5. Is he going to do it? Didn't even flinch. And then I just noticed this, like my wife's in the background. She's trying to run after him because he's faster than her, right? And it was just so beautiful. And this is the post photo, right? Like when you think kids don't listen, they imitate. This is the embodiment of it. And leaders out there, and you don't have to be a leader of a business or of a cell. You're leaders in your own right. There is someone looking up to you. There is someone, following you. There is someone who you're inspiring. And I hope this is a rally call that just when you're going to give up hope to not do the workout you wanted to do, or just before you smash that cheesecake but you want abs, just before you think no one's watching, they are. And I'm proof. This is one of many. And I'm not the only one. It happens in your life. So just be mindful. Look at my son. He's like, yeah, Dad, I got this. And they came home and they have like this trophy rack where they put all their medals. And they're like, Dad, next year we're going to do. And without me saying anything. So, who are we being to our kids? Who are we being as leaders and managers to the people who show up? How are those politicians showing up? How are they doing it? Really makes an impact, because for these guys, I think they look at me like some kind of like godly figure. You know how kids look up, and I think the best thing that ever happened to me was having children. Like it leveled the game, especially having a daughter first. I don't know why, but it's like my daughter kind of looks at me for validation, and she's thinking, what would my dad do and how would I do it? And we're trying to teach her, to not only do good. Sienna, you got to be remarkable. You know what remarkable is? It's a little more effort. It's like 3% more. It's tidying up your plate at the dinner table and mine without me asking you. Like if we could train a whole generation slowly in our homes and then in work, and then and then we wonder why when they get into politics, this world's ass backwards. It's because we're not starting here. We're not being the great leaders we ought to be. And certainly not perfect. This is one snapshot of my life. My life is not perfect. Like, we argue, I yell at the kids sometimes. Like, I'm guilty of a lot of things, right? But if we can get a few things right, and you don't need everything right, you need a few things right. So I hope you enjoyed that. But there are no bad kids, and I want to put that out there. There are no bad kids, there's just weak leadership. And more importantly, there are no bad companies. There's bad leaders. There's bad leaders. There's a ridiculous stat out there that says 60 to 70% of people fire the manager and not the company. I've been in countless companies that people have said to me, I love this company, but my boss is you know what? Like, my boss isn't great, or I just can't deal with him or her, or like, they're just pompous, they don't show up for me, they're degrading, like, and it saddens me because they wanted to be there, and it doesn't need to be that way, so to speak. And so how do we become better? We have leadership pulse surveys. You guys know these? We ask you these surveys. I read every single one. We do these ad hoc, okay? Ad hoc means no one knows when they're gonna be triggered, only me. And so usually I bounce it off Michael and Anastasia, and I'll say, what do you think, a leadership survey? And we're like, let's do it. And sometimes they're not in favorable moments, because it's easy. I always say this, it's easy to be a rock star sailor in smooth waters. Everything's going good, everybody's awesome. But it's very difficult to be a great sailor when there's 20-foot swells, or when the boat's rocking and you want to throw up. And so we do these leadership surveys, and thank you guys for filling them out. We read every one of them. These are our results. So question number 1, is the leadership team at Roma wowing me? That is a purposeful question. That is not marketing. That is purposeful. I don't care about good, okay. I want like thriving. That's, in my opinion, what wowing me means. Our goal is 92%. That is not for the faint at heart. We got 82% with a 10% variance. So we have some work to do. And we've bounced along these markers, right? We're not perfect. And I'm putting them out there. I want you guys to know. We know we're not perfect, but I want you to know we're doing everything in our power and some to become the greatest leadership team ever. Now, nationally, the same kind of question resulted in 55%, and we got 82. So nationally, across companies, probably to the left and right of this building, we're 27% better than the average, than the national average, which is a big deal. We also do pulse survey results. Anastasia, are we doing one today? We are, thank you. So Anastasia's gonna do the pulse survey result. When you're filling it out, know I read every single comment. And know, we've been doing them for 14 years, know that no one's ever gotten retribution or gotten any sort of retaliation ever from giving us a bad score. Ever. And that's why the survey results, in my opinion, are real. Because there's no fear in telling us, hey, you know, you guys are not that great here. It's great. How are we going to improve if you guys are just fictitiously giving us 10s on everything? Or arbitrarily, like, if we're not great, don't do a 1. Like, really think it through. Are we a 6, a 7, an 8, or a 9? And if we're an 8, tell us why. Like, tell us why we want to get better, or tell us why we're not something. That's the only way we get better. And so question 13 is, would you recommend Roma to your family and friends? Again, huge number, 92. We're not there. We're 87% with a delta of about 5 points. So 87% of this entire company, men and women, would recommend us to their family and friends. I'm not happy with that. I'm not, personally. I think it's good, but do you guys remember? I live in? Yeah, and I live in really good, just not perfect. We're good. Then there's really good, then there's perfect. I want really good. And what does that mean, right? And by the way, I know what that delta is. We're not idiotic, but there are some things we just can't do in certain times of the day, certain times of the year. There's only so much we could do as a company. Now, the better the company does, the better you do. The better you ship out a product, the better the company does, the better you do, and so on and so forth. So we're not going to stop doing this until we reach and exceed. We want to be the pinnacle. I mean, my goal in my head is 95%, because there's always going to be the 1, right, Anastasia? Yep. And it's usually her. No, kidding. But there's always going to be the 1, right? Or 2, or small. Like, I'm not here to make everybody happy all the time. Do you know what happens when you try to do that? You make nobody happy all the time, right? And so the national average is 81%. We're at 87. So we are making really great progress on the national average. I'm very proud of that. And I love the speech by JFK, if you recall. Like, I love JFK for a whole host of reasons. Doesn't mean I vote that way. Doesn't mean I won't vote that way. I try to look at people's strengths. And what I love about JFK is that speech when he said, so my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. And I want to take out country. Ask not what your company can do for you. I want this, I want that, I want that. And I want you to ask what you can do for Roma to become better. Because when that happens, the company becomes better and everybody wins. And I think it's just remarkable. Now, I'm not saying we're not going to strive to be awesome. I'm not. I'm saying ask yourself, what else can I be doing? Because I think oftentimes we just don't put our hands up to figure it out or to ask a question. You know, you have not because you ask not. Ask, put your hand up. I want that promotion. I want to learn this skill. I want to be more important. I want to be able to grow. How do I do it? We might not have all the answers, but at least we know you're thinking. But I love this next quote. This one's a beauty. This is from Roosevelt. Complaining about a problem without proposing a solution is called? Whining. Who loves whiners? Nobody. Do you guys like my t-shirt? Right? So this t-shirt's inspired by Joe DeSena, Spartan CEO. He's on an interview, and they're giving this like the energy and the flow. He's like, listen, dude, you got to quit complaining. You do way more burpees. You'll be way better off. And I just made a t-shirt, and maybe Ashlyn is inspired. She's going to put it on, but we'll see. But yeah, the reality is complaining about anything is not going to get you anywhere. If there is a challenge, and let me tell you, I want to bring this up. Jax in Atlanta, you know, Jax hit me up. He's in our Atlanta art shop, and he had this amazing idea. Instead of saying, hey, you know, we do X, Y, and Z, he's like, hey, we do this, but why don't we try to do this? And with this, it could save X and make someone happy. I'm like, Jax, dude. And he put it in this beautiful document. He spent time. Like, it's not like just like, no. He spent time. Like, and now here I'm telling 100 people about it. That's the difference between us and the companies that flank our building. We're not complainers. We're not whiners. We're going to bring up the real. We're going to have tough conversations. We're going to take a few steps back, a few steps forward, but all in all, we're going to thrive. So core value awards, these are amazing awards within the company. We don't take them lightly at all. And these are awards for people in the company, by the people in the company. This is not by me. I don't even see them. Oftentimes, the first time I see who wins is, you know, when I'm practicing. But the first award goes to someone who exhibit core value number 5, be passionate, committed, and different. So I'm going to press the button, and based on who you see, you clap, and the density of your clap will dictate if you really believe they should win, yes? It's not a trick question. All right, so the winner of core value number 5 is Bonnie Lamb. So this is what you had to say about Bonnie.
Bonnie has truly
Let's get some
embodied core
volume.
value number 5, be passionate, committed, and driven. Her unwavering dedication to developing reports for our new Epicor system has been remarkable. She took the initiative to master its features, navigate complex fields, and deliver meaningful results. Bonnie's determination, curiosity, and drive to see this project succeed have been nothing short of exceptional.
Let's give it up for Bonnie. Bonnie, you here? Where's Bonnie? Do you want to say a few words? No? Okay. Good. All right. Our next core value award. Okay, we're going to play the same game. If you think that they deserve it, clap. Our next core value award goes to the individual who exemplifies to be creative, open-minded, and share ideas. Can we get a drum roll? There you go. Here we go. Ashlyn Kai. Here's what you said about Ashlyn.
Ashlyn consistently exemplifies core value number 8. Be creative, open-minded, and share ideas through her creativity, initiative, and relentless pursuit of excellence. Her ability to bring Roma's brand to life with authenticity and energy reflects her passion for design and storytelling. Ashlyn approaches every project with enthusiasm, collaboration, and an eagerness to learn, raising the bar for what it means to be dedicated and driven. We are so glad to have you on the team, Ashlyn.
So let's give it up for Ashlyn, although we couldn't hear it. I will talk on it. I think Ashlyn has exemplified what it means to be a remarkable human. She's come in the company less than 1 year. She's challenged our conventional wisdom around social, around branding. She is a hustler. She works hard. Her dedication is exemplary. And within not even 1 year, already got promoted. I mean, just watch out for Ashlyn. She's going places. So well done, Ashlyn, and you deserve it. Our next core value award is, again, be passionate, committed, and driven. Again, this is the last one. If you think this is true, please put your hands together. Here we go. Brandon in LA. Here's what you have to say.
We're proud to shine a light on Brandon Garibaldi, whose outstanding dedication and work ethic truly embody our core value number 5, be passionate, committed, and driven. Brandon consistently goes above and beyond, always ready to jump in wherever he's needed. His cross-department knowledge and willingness to lend a hand make him an invaluable team player and resource. Most recently, during our photo frame promotion, Brandon rolled up his sleeves and joined the assembly line to ensure every order was completed and shipped on time, a perfect example of his commitment, teamwork, and drive in action. Way to go, Brandon! We're grateful for your passion and the difference you make every day.
Let's give it up for Brandon, folks. And so what I just noticed there is everybody that's been acknowledged or that you acknowledged for our Core Value Awards is under 2 years at this company. Everybody was 2023, 24, 25, 3 years. Like, it's not like they've been 20 years or 15 years. And it's just beautiful that we're onboarding talent that's just adding to the great people we have within our company. Like, when I see those 3 people, I've had the opportunity to work with all 3, some more than others. I know Brandon when I went in LA, and I see him in action. He's awesome. I've had the privilege of working with Ashlyn because she's 6 feet from me, and we work, timelessly, to make sure things are perfect. And then Bonnie, I work with her in a slightly different capacity. Bonnie's like a human, I don't know, just with numbers. She's like, just incredible how you crunch numbers and bring data to life. And I know we have a meeting this afternoon, looking forward to it. But each of you, exemplifies what it means when we say we hire and fire based on our values. And so thank you for that. As we near kind of the end of All Hands Meeting 44, and it's hard to believe that we've been talking for 1 hour and 50 minutes already. But the reality is there's one last thing I want to talk about, and that's Roma Wish. If you recall how I talked about giving back and what it means to be a servant leader, Roma Wish was created over 14 years ago. We used to mission trips. We went to Haiti. We've, slept in soup kitchens for a week in New York City. We went to New Orleans. We went to Atlanta and, some rough parts of Atlanta. And we've been to Beards Fork, North Virginia, like crazy places. And now in the last few years, since COVID, we've been doing micro missions, and it's getting different people to collide within the company for day missions, which is really, really cool. Our Roma Wish mission 2025 snapshot looks like this. Like, our goal is 250 hours. And while not, some may see that as a big number, some might be like, I don't know, but relative to the amount of people at our company, we essentially have donated 250 hours of service to our communities. That gives us so much. And I'm proud to present that we've not only hit our goal, we've exceeded our goal for 2025, and that's because of all of you. So maybe let's give a huge round of applause. Roma team members who made that goal possible. This is the amazing humans, men and women, who made it possible. Some of you did 1 mission. Some, I think, have done 2. Some people have, did some work in soup kitchens. Others have lent a hand in old age homes, like you name it. But these are the men and women that took a day out of what otherwise would have been a day at Roma to then go serve someone in the community. The beauty and why I think we're blessed is we're able to pay for our team members not to miss a day. It's not a vacation day. It's a fully paid day. And I want to do that on a big scale. My goal is that 1 year, and it's been my goal from the beginning, we're inching our way. My goal is that in 1 calendar year, every human in our company, so if it's 130, 140 people, that each of us gets an opportunity, and I think it's a privilege to serve, to feel what it means to serve someone and what you get in return of serving. I don't know about you, but just look into the eyes of the people, who made this possible this year. And you know what? You can do it as a group. You can do it with 2 people. You can do it by yourself. I just think, like, if you haven't served, you're missing out. And these are some of the foundations that we've helped, this year. And like Roma Fashion, we have a really, really cool video that kind of sums it all up. And so when you're on a Roma Wish video and we ask you, hey, do a video or like take a photo, and then you don't, then we can't put you in the video. So my ask is, when you do a mission, we don't ask for photos for any other reason but for this. I think it just makes it so much richer. And your photo and video actually help inspire a whole new generation of givers. Because we're thinking this is just Roma, but this is spawning. When people hear we serviced over 250 hours of our time for other people in our community, like it spawns them taking that on. Maybe they don't do 250, but they're doing 8 or 7. So take a look at this video. I think you're gonna love it.
There's a call that goes beyond business, a call to give back. At Roma, we believe in a purpose beyond profits, to show up, to serve, to make a difference where it's needed most.
It's really important for us to give back where we can. And it's not just about how we feel, it's how we make the folks feel. So these folks can have good food and nutrition and with dignity in their lives. It's important.
So today is a wonderful day because we're doing distribution. This is one of the few opportunities you have where you have direct engagement with our clients. We love our clients and we love being able to help them. It does something to your heart. At the end of this shift, you'll go home and when you go to sleep, you won't have to say, I wonder if I did something to directly affect a person's life. You absolutely will.
We lend our hands and hearts to communities in need. Because a little goes a long way. And together, we can change lives.
And so that's never rang more clear to me, that we are helping to change lives or transform lives. Now we don't know the implications or how far serving one day will do, but I know that in order to get a ripple in a water, you got to throw one stone, and remember, kids don't listen, they imitate, and people don't listen, they imitate, and now they're seeing photos of, who did we see photos of? We've seen photos of Ross and just a whole host of people. It's not coming to me, but a whole host of people dropping stones in the water, and suddenly the water is starting to dance, and the dance is starting to be good, and now we got other people starting to dance, and dance is good for everyone because it makes people happy, and it makes a transformation possible because a movement is one person having courage to make that movement. And so if you're inspired to make a difference, if you're inspired to take on change, if you're inspired to give of yourself, I will tell you something, nothing will give you better results and make you feel better. I don't care about this dopamine hit. I mean, if you're searching for that hit on alcohol or drugs, or like, you're missing out. The real hit, the real dopamine button happens when you give to somebody else selflessly. And if this is you and you're called to serve, hit the QR code, take a photo, do whatever you like. If you don't want to do it now because you're shy, that's cool. Hit up Anastasia or myself. This doesn't mean we're going to place you. It means you're interested. And so we want to get a pulse and a litmus test of who's interested in 2026. We don't know when, we don't know where, but we want this movement to keep going. So if you are, inspired by what you just saw and what you just heard, please, hit that QR code, or see Anastasia, put your hand up for that. And lastly, I want to talk about a glass of water. So at my church this past, week ago, my pastor talked about giving. And giving's this thing in church, like, who am I giving to? Like, I'm giving my money, my hard-earned money, and why am I giving it? He said, you can make an investment in a stock, which will give you dividends here, or you could give your money, however much money, and donate it for a cause that's going to make a difference in someone's life that will perpetuate and go into eternity. And now that sounds really nice, right? So he said, let me give you an example. He said, giving's gotta hurt a little bit. Serving a community, you're taking time away from your family, your friends, my work. You're going, I'm uncomfortable, I don't like the smells of this place. Like, there are certain things you're like, right? But if you could do it sacrificially, knowing that it's gotta be a bit of pain to give, that's where the magic happens. That's where the dopamine hit happens. You won't need drugs. You won't need alcohol. You won't need whatever the heck vices you have. You won't, and I promise you that. So he said, giving's gotta be somewhat of a sacrifice. Another word people hate. Now, he always warns us, he says, when you give to the church, don't give despairingly, meaning I don't want to give $20. Like, if you're doing that, don't give. Don't give. Give with an open heart, with a giver's heart, knowing that $20, and pray on that $20, that it's going to make a difference in a kid's life, in a family's life, maybe at Christmas or Thanksgiving or whatever it's going to be. And know that when you're serving, it's going to make a difference somewhere. You got to believe into that future, that you being there, making that food for another human at that moment might make or break that human's life. That's the game. And so he said, sacrificial giving is like this. Like, if you and your wife are on the, on the sofa, and your wife asks you for a glass of water. Might be a sacrifice to get up and you go get her a glass of water, get the glass of water from the fridge or from your filter, and then here you go, sweetheart. And you sit down and you continue to watch a movie. While that's serving and giving, it's not sacrificially. He said you should be doing that, but it's not sacrificially. He said, I'll give you a different analogy. If you and your wife are in the desert and you lost your way and you've been there for 20 days, and you're down to your last 3 sips of water, and you give your wife 2 sips, and you take whatever remnants of a sip is left, that's sacrificial giving. That's what it means to give wholeheartedly, that you don't want to receive anything. Even though you know the consequence in that giving metaphorically could be death. Now, I'm not instituting you should give on that level, but it's metaphoric. And so if you're called to give, of your time and serve, if you haven't served and you want to feel what I'm talking about, just put your hands up and Anastasia will come see you. But as we wrap up, I think this is a theme. You know, we're coming into the Thanksgiving season in the United States. We just had ours, in Canada. I think the world continues to be tumultuous. I think there's a lot of uncertainty. But here's one thing I want you to rest on. I told you this all hands meeting is going to be remarkable. I told you we're going to touch upon things that weren't going to be comfortable, but that we're doing such remarkable things. If 2025 was ever a testament of what we're capable of, 26 is going to just be incredible. We're going to build on the foundations we built this year. We're growing our teams. I was here till 7 with Michael Pilata last night, with Anthony and Shelly on the phone, on Teams, and we're looking on how we're expanding in a time where, whether it's UPS or Amazon or FedEx are laying off 10,000 people. Here we are growing. The recipe is pretty simple. When you bring together great people and you align them with values and they have heart and you trust them and you lead them and you inspire them and you move them, like, success is imminent. So I want to leave you with this. Despite whatever's happening in the world, you can always count on me to hold this company to the highest regard. You can always hold the highest regard of the people we hire. We don't always get it perfect, but we aim for really damn good. And I will always be quintessentially the leader, the best leader I can be. And if there is something you see potentially that we can improve on, or something maybe that I misstepped on, or maybe something I missed, hey, I'm human just like you. Don't think I know or have all the answers. Put your hand up, speak to someone, call me, email me, and I'll get right on it. But I hope that through this all hands meeting, you seeing where we are, where we're going, the makeup of our company, what it means to give, what it means to change. I'm not going to put you through that change management. You guys are smart. And we're going to inspire a whole new generation within our industry. There will be casualties in this industry. There will be, 100%. I'm not going to tell you to the likes of what I think, because I don't think the greater population could hear it. But I do think this industry, like many, will be catastrophic. There's going to be changes coming that are being catastrophic. What you could rest your laurels on here is that we will embrace that change and we'll thrive through it. We're going to tool up. We're going to make sure you guys are ready. We're going to give you all the tools. And then what you do with it is free will. It's up to you. So you can either go on the path that kind of is the same old, kind of like Larson and Tool, or you can be with a company like Roma, who wants to challenge conventional wisdom, go on uncharted waters, and thrive. And so on that note, I want to say thank you for listening to me over this all hands meeting 44. I can't believe we've done 44 all hands meetings. They thought we were going to do 3. And the truth is, I feel like we're just getting started. So thank you very much, and that's me signing off. Thank you.